As we're having this conversation on Sunday, people were already having somewhat of a mea culpa, so to speak, kind of looking introspectively on a Sunday talk show on MSNBC, in fact. And this is highlighted by this very, very simple tweet from the Columbia Journalism Review on April 17th, sigh. And I think that was just, pointing to the exasperation. So let's roll that clip and try and discuss what we can learn from all of this.
We are part of the problem when we are so hyper-wired. Kids are walking by TVs that for 4 solid days had the reel of the explosion after the reel of the explosion, the yelling, the screaming, the what. We are encouraging mass hysteria and then having thoughtful panels on mass hysteria. Do you know what I mean? We got to change a little of the way we do it.
Monica, what do you make of that?
An 83-year-old woman sent me an email after a column that I wrote yesterday in the Seattle Times, and she asked a very simple question that I don't think gets asked often enough. She said, I'm this old, I don't understand this new media, I want to understand it, but my question is, why do people even want to follow the scanner? Why do they want to stay up all night and follow Twitter? What is this drive? And that made me really think, we want more and more and more and more, and when we feel like there's a crisis, I think we want to come together around it. I think we want to all share what that feels because it's so surreal. And I think there was this bond. There was one person who tweeted, "I never thought I'd be up with 80,000 people glued to a scanner a whole night." Unity was a part of this, but it's also this drive for more and more and more and more. I have a feeling that if there was something even more raw than the scanner, we would have listened to that. If there was a way to tap into the brains of the police chief, we would have done that. We will always want more, and deeper. Is it an addiction? Is it a drive?
Right.
I don't know. Is it good?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that that's the way it is.
Yeah, I think there is this compulsion to just get more and more information, but that's not everyone. I think there are some people that, weren't glued to Twitter. It may be, a minority of people that were, but they're the ones who are tweeting and discussing and really hyper engaged in this conversation or looking at photos online. So. And, I think the cable networks, felt, competitive against Twitter and against, getting people's eyeballs, and they had to keep talking, and then people were tweeting, and you have this, hall of mirrors in a sense where everything's batted around over and over again. But, I don't know if a real lesson has necessarily been learned, at least for the major networks, because we've seen misinformation after Newtown with the IDing of the wrong suspect. We saw after the Gabby Gifford shooting. Breaking news is incredibly messy business, and now every single second of a breaking news story is being amplified to the nth degree. And now we're seeing kind of how the sausage is made, and sometimes it's kind of ugly, and we see the kind of laziness or lack of really good sources from places that we're supposed to be looking to.